Hello and welcome to Midnight Readings. Today we'll be reading Let Me Eat Cake, written by The Brand Brony. The slice of cake sat in front of her, staring blankly at the princess as she returned the gaze hungrily. The sweet confection was easily just as glorious and regal as the alicorn that was about to devour it. Celestia absent-mindedly licked her lips, casting a hungry stare at the small slice of heaven. It called to her, beckoned her with scrumptious, sugary lace and delicate chocolate ruffles. The princess hadn't had anything close to such innately crafted perfection in several centuries. Bakers who could make sweets good enough for a goddess were, after all, a rarity, and was teetering on the edge of over-eager anticipation, nearly falling face first into headlong obsession. The cake was her want. It was her desire. It consumed her. She was almost scared to pick it up and disturb it from its perch. Her taste buds, however, screamed with the voice of a manticore for the sweet, velvety lace to grace her palate and quench the burning desire for a midday treat that raged in her heart with the intensity of a wildfire. Her pupils dilated with anticipation as she gingerly levitated the sliced bliss towards her. Slowly, so as not to disturb the fine etching of design worked into the cake, she brought it to her mouth. Her mind begged for release, begged for her to just shove the whole darn piece in at once and end the taunting wait. No, she chided herself mentally. This opportunity wouldn't come again for a long time. She needed to make it last as long as possible. After all, she thought as she gave a ravenous, refined gaze at the slice of cake, this was worth savoring. Once again she began her approach, chin arched, mouth quivering but open, and she let out a ragged, animalistic moan of delight, preparing to taste heaven at long last. "Oh, sister, no!" No, she was so close. Celestia turned to see a playfully scolding night princess behind her, trotting out into the royal balcony with a joyous skip in her step. Forcing a sisterly smile, she growled a polite, "Hello, Luna." Her tone was dead, every last shred of material happiness being torn away the moment the lunar goddess made her presence known. "Tia, you should know you're not supposed to eat sweets. It'll ruin your figure." As Celestia watched, horrified, her sister yanked the cake from her magical glow with a darker, more ample aura of her own. "You should know better." With a quick tut-tut towards her elder sister, Luna turned her stare to the slice of cake she had so greedily stolen from her sister. "Let me take care of this for you." Luna opened widely and unceremoniously tossed the cake into her mouth. A million tiny mirrors shattered in Celestia's addled mind. Their shards numbed her, tore into her every being. They shredded her will, her power, her resolve, her will to live. All across Equestria, ponies looked up in shock and terror as the sun, their only solitary rock of life and substance, flickered like a faulty light bulb. The Sun Princess's heart was wrenched from its place in her chest, spiked onto the ground, and trampled on by an army of buffalo. A million changelings screeched in her ears, their deafening cries reverberating within her bones like there were a million tiny jackhammers pummeling her motions into dust, leaving nothing but a charred husk of an alicorn in their wake. "Oh, that's good," Luna moaned. "I'll have to find whoever made this and give them a medal." She turned to her broken sister. "We do that, right?" In response, Celestia hardly batted an eyelash at her kin's quandary. Her mind was instead focused on the great looming ball of dust and rock that she was slowly raising behind her. The sickly pale light that reflected off the great orb cast a daunting shadow behind the solar sister, bathing her outline in a white, mysterious glow. Her pupils contracted and her posture stiffened, giving her a crazed look to any pony that might have gazed upon her. Luna took a look of distress both at her sister's demonic appearance and at the rising sphere of light behind her. "Tia, why are you raising the moon so early? It's hardly 3 in the afternoon." "Oh, Luna." Her voice was deathly horrifying, a creeping wave of malice that sent shudders down Luna's spine. "Always the clueless one." She sounded just as her soul felt at the loss of her precious confection, hollow, broken, vengeful. She spoke again. "Tell me, did you enjoy your last banishment to the moon?" At this, Luna recoiled. Neither of them had ever talked of her banishment. It was a blight on her normal, spotless persona, a moment of weakness that led to millennia of untold anguish and sorrow. It went without saying that the Lunar Princess did not particularly enjoy reminiscing about such an event. No, I didn't like it at all. I thought we agreed not to speak of my banishment." Her gaze, though fearful, flared for a moment in spite. "Why must you bring up such painful memories?" Celestia grinned, revealing the smile of a ruthless, mad pony. "Oh, I just wanted to make sure that your punishment is fitting." Her horn flared with a bright flash that rivaled the sun in luster. "Punishment? Tia, what on earth are you—" She never got the chance to finish. With a deafening boom, mirroring thousands of simultaneously thunderous claps, a gloriously terrifying aura of pure, unblinking magic surrounded the young sister, trapping her in Celestia's dark spell. There, paralyzed in terror and confusion, Celestia catapulted her into the moon with the speed of 100 wonderbolts. As the seething, magical prison and the moon collided, the sky went dark. The sun refused to shine. The stars themselves sputtered and died. The world was cloaked in a suffocating blanket of inky darkness, completely encompassing it, smothered, however briefly, all life in the world. As the magic pulse faded, the earth found color again. The sun coughed back into life, pulling on the dredges of its energy to light the world once again. All across Equestria, life breathed a collective sigh of relief as their world was once again bathed in a precious, life-giving glow. On the balcony of the great Canterlot Palace, home to the sovereign ruler of the vast land of Equestria, a regal-looking white alicorn breathed a soft sigh of satisfaction. As she turned to walk back into the palace and address her distraught people on the horrifying accident that had unfortunately locked her sister in the moon for another millennial, she mumbled to herself, "Perhaps another 1,000 years up there will teach you not to steal my cake." Wow. Just wow. Don't steal Celestia's cake. That will be bad for you on many occasions and for many reasons. That was, just in case you want to know, Let Me Eat Cake, the band Brony. Well, Let Me Eat Cake by the brand Brony. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay brony! Hey, guess what? You can influence and have your voice heard by joining Midnight's Pack as a pup or omega on Patreon. Pups get their name at the end of my videos and choose what stories I read from a poll for only $1 a month. Omegas get all this, plus request privileges and early access to unedited stories. So, come join the pack. Link is in the description. Also down there is a link to my Twitter, where I post links to all the videos when they're uploaded, as well as maybe a few tidbits about my life. Not that anyone would actually be interested. Or maybe you just want to watch more Midnight. Well, go on ahead. Links to the latest vid and ones you might like are on the screen. Stay brony, my little pack, and keep watching that moon.